Hey, friends. We'll take a second and get people find me. If you are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm sorry, guys. I have this alfalfa hair that will not lay down. If you know a good product, well, I don't put products in my hair. That's why. That's why it's doing that. So, for those of you who are new here, I am Stephanie with Three Queens Resell. So if you're going to be part of the replay crew, let me just make it messy. Okay, I got this part that won't do right. Okay, hey friends, it is Stephanie with Three Queens Resell, and if you are new to my channel, thank you for joining. I do a live show every now and again. I'm going to try to be consistent with it and do it once a week. Normally, I do it on Tuesday or Thursday nights, but I'm hopping on today because something just spoke to my heart. And so here I am going live on the YouTube. So if you are not subscribed and you are interested in reseller content from a non-hostile, sane individual like myself, you can go ahead and hit that like button and yeah, follow me. Welcome in, friends. Thanks for joining. Um, so today, like I said, I have this YouTube channel and I use it to kind of promote my reselling business, but as well bring people into reselling. I have a teaching background. I taught for 23 years before leaving to come to resell full time. And I was, um, July will be my 5 year anniversary as a reseller. So I have been reselling for 5 years. I like to fly under the radar. Um, and it actually, if you know Leslie, hi friend. If you know Leslie, a reseller's passion, it was actually her who encouraged me to go full time back in 2018, 2018, before the pandemic. And I was like, no, I need to stay in my job because, I was teaching, I had good benefits and all that. So I've been reselling for 5 years, 2 years full time. I'm going to have my anniversary in July. And I've had this YouTube channel for most of the time. To be honest, I have not been super consistent with it until probably like the past 6 months. And then I started deciding that I wanted this to be a source of revenue. So I got busy making videos consistently, adding it into my daily plan. So here we are. And so I do go live every now and then with Jen Deals, which is why I'm here today. Um, and I also just go live on my own sometime. So if you saw my thumbnail, there's several things I want to talk about, and please feel free to comment as long as you're respectful of me. Like I said, I taught middle school for 23 years. So there's very few things that will throw me. I've been heckled all my career. So that's fine. Um, you don't know she is, well, she's a reseller. She's a reseller and a personal friend of mine. And if you've seen any of my lives, I've done them with her. She is having a big Bath and Body Works show tomorrow on Whatnot. So if you are not on Whatnot, make sure you jump over there um, and join. Use my code in the it's going to be in the description below, but it's Three Queens Resell. But book you love me some Jen. I was like, how can you not know her? Girl, bye. So, but I jumped on today live because last night, I was doing some work as I do, getting ready for my midnight whatnot dollar show. And so I was just jumping around on YouTube and I popped into um a live stream And the live stream was Vad is Rad. Now was popping into and out of a lot of different videos, but I popped into hers, and it got my attention because she was doing these shout outs. So she had just started, and I was like, and I'm going to preface this with I'm going to talk about several people. Um, and the only one that I profess to know and have had personal conversations with is Jennifer. So these are my thoughts, observations, opinions, which are protected under the First Amendment of her free speech. So I popped into her live, and it got my attention because she was doing shout outs. And I'm a teacher, so when you shout someone out, that's a good thing. Like you're like, shout out, like positive, like vibes. So I was like, that's what I was expecting to hear. So I hopped in, and she was talking about, I forgot the person's name, and I tried to go back this morning and rewatch her video because I'll get to it, but some things she said bothered me, and I wanted to make sure I heard her right. But the video is not posted. So she didn't, I don't know if she never posted or what. That's for her prerogative. But she was talking about a reseller on Whatnot that he was selling follows and selling raids and selling things that were against Whatnot's um, code of ethics or their policies or whatever. So she was pointing that out and just saying like, hey, you can't do that on this platform, blah 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 blah. And so okay, that was the first shout out. So and she talked a little bit about some of his problematic behaviors on Whatnot. Now, if you know anything about Vad is Rad, she has an extreme dislike for, hold on a second, Brian, call Aaliyah's mom. She has a extreme dislike for Nicole State. So that is one of the things that I want to talk about in the video, kind of my thoughts on that. But so she was talking about his problematic behavior and her problematic behavior, and I'm still listening. Okay. There's a lot of outrage there, which you can feel. I don't, like I said, I don't know the personal relationship. You can feel however you want to about a person. This is, you know, but then she brought up Jomo or somebody, this other person who is the wife of somebody, and her problematic behavior. And she talked about these receipts that she had, and she had her phone, and she was talking about how that person was two-faced. And someone said in the comments, I believe, that, well, people can change their mind. And this is where we took a left. Vanessa was like, what has Nicole done to change her mind? Well, here, as an individual, because my mind about Nicole State has changed as well. But that's neither here nor there. This is the thing. As a grown-up adult, I don't have to tell you. I had a problem with her. Now I don't. I don't have to prove anything. And I felt like the tone was that, according to Vanessa, Nicole had not done enough to for anybody to support her or go in her shows. And I'm like, okay, that was a strong opinion. It took a left with me because I felt like, who are you? Like, why are you in charge? Why do you get to rain down this negative, like, you go over here, you go over here, you're two-faced? Why do you get to decide who is who? I just thought it was a lot of unnecessary negativity, but I was still here for it. I was still watching, working, watching. And then, because I don't know this other guy, and I don't know so and so's wife, they've been in, they're Whatnot sellers too. I don't know those people. A lot of times I don't know anybody except for Jen. So a lot of times when names are mentioned in the shows, or even if I'm talking to Jen and she's like, oh, you got to meet Moms and Crumbs, or you got to follow, I'm like, I don't know these people's real names. So when I heard her talking about my homegirl, I was like, Oh, no, she didn't. No, she didn't. So I'm not going to repeat what she said um, word for word because I can't. I didn't tape it. I was just sitting there watching and I was like shocked. I was like, not my sweet Jen. So basically, I feel like Vanessa is coming for my girl because Jen likes Nicole. Now, to begin Jen and I's relationship, she has always been a fan of Nicole. She likes Nicole. That's amazing. I will say, indifferent. I think there are some problematic issues there in the past. And I think that she is trying to work on those. But like I said, this is from an outsider's point of view. Um, I don't know Nicole State personally, um, but some of the things that Vanessa was talking about in the video, I take issue with. It is not good for our reseller community, and it just seems counterproductive. You know, going live with this woman's sister and brother in law, why? Like, don't that seems like a bridge too far. So, I decided to jump on and make my real reseller real talk today just about the reseller community in general and these relationships and how to some degree they all affect us. So what sparked all this anger from Vanessa towards Nicole, this recent bout of anger, she continues to think that she's a scammer, which is her right. Um, it would be nice if you can point out specific examples of a person's scams and not ask people to send them to you. But if you're going to call a person a scammer and continue to do it for years now, you need to, I mean, what's the new stuff? Because the old stuff we already know about. The merch, the mail stuff, we don't know all the details behind that. But that's already out there in the universe. Let's quit. Either we're going to let that go because who amongst us has not made a mistake? Brian call Kim has not made a mistake and needs some grace and mercy. Every single one of us has made mistakes more than once. Like, and we thought we figured it out, but then oops, we did it again. So I don't have an issue with people being human, humans being humans. um what I do have an issue with is being mean, like intentionally and purposefully mean. And I got notes and I'm not even following them. I'm like just like free version. So if you have a question, comment, put it in the comments. Um and I will try not to like just free flow forever. Um but I think what the current issue is that Vanessa is banned from Whatnot. And she attributes that ban to Nicole. I don't know what she thinks. I don't know Nicole State, but I don't think that she determines who is banned and who is not at Whatnot. So, just in a little research, because friends, I had time today, I went back and I watched some of Vanessa's other YouTube videos. And one of them I watched was her talking about a bunch of negative stuff about Whatnot. I wish I would have written down the title, but it's like two or three back. Bunch of negative stuff about Whatnot. Um, and sprinkled in with like, how did they let Nicole get away with this? She's gambling, she's doing this, she's doing that. And so that's why I titled this Mind the Business That Makes You Money, because I feel like that whole situation, Vanessa's ban, has nothing to do with Nicole State. The only thing that it has to do with Nicole State is that she has somehow connected that Nicole gets away with whatever on Whatnot. Are there some things in Nicole's auctions that I'm like, I don't understand. But am I a Whatnot professional? No, I don't. I'm not employed there. I am an independent contractor on Whatnot. I run my own auctions. And if other people are doing things that are not playing music, playing video, if they are doing things in their auctions, that has nothing to do with me. Whatnot will take care of it. So it's none of my business. If her customer satisfaction is 2 stars, it is none of my business. If people still want to go to her auctions and bid things up, none of my business. So that's why I am confused about how she is blaming Nicole for her being banned. I think she's being banned because of her problematic behaviors and the chaos that she keeps up on social media. And Whatnot is trying to get out as a new fledgling company, trying to get off on the right foot, and they want the right people. They don't want a bunch of chaos. And I definitely don't think it is good to talk shit about Whatnot and then be like, but there are so many great things about the community after you spent like 10, 15 minutes like pointing out all the inconsistencies and things that are bad. We need to remember as resellers, these platforms are a workplace. These social media platforms are a workplace, and the platforms that we sell on are a workplace. Now, I come from the education field, so I am used to being a professional while I'm at work and in my social media, because kids could creep on me at any time and find something and be like, Miss Weddle, I saw you in a bikini at the beach, you're fat, and do all that. So I think the fact that we have forgotten that Whatnot is an actual workplace, or maybe we just don't make the connection and you're like, I work for myself. I can say what I want. I can do what I want. And Whatnot is like, no, no, you will not vape during your shows. You will not use excessive profanity or bully other people during your shows. You will not bully our other sellers on your social media platforms and think that you're going to get away with it. They've said no. And my guess is that it is in their terms of conditions. So I want to just talk about that to start. Like, Whatnot is a workplace, and we are all responsible for our own um, work space and the work energy. So, how does this connect to my homegirl? Like I said, my homegirl is homies with Nicole State. Okay. And so apparently, if you are homies with Nicole State, you are called a hemorrhoid, which is, come on, we're grown ups. You can be friends with someone and I not be friends with them, and I can still be respectful. Come on. So that's where one of the issues lies. And then she said my homegirl was stalking her. I was like, that doesn't sound, I'm going to listen because I feel like I know Jen pretty well. We've never met in person, but we've had lots of video chats. So I feel like I talk to her more than I do people who live here with me in Indiana. So I was like, I don't get stalker from her. We chit chat. She knows everybody who's anybody in the reselling community, and I do not. And so she'll talk to me about these people. I'll be like, "Who's that?" or "Who's that?" And you know, um, we talk about pallets. We talk about building our businesses and getting to 1K. She's a huge support system to me. So when I was like, I just don't get stalker vibes because she's never been anything but helpful. So that was an issue. But before that, she mentioned Moms and Crumbs, who I also do not know. I was on her reseller train, one of her reseller trains, and I corresponded with her assistant a few times. But once again, every time I've been in her lives, I have felt the positive energy, the encouragement. um, I follow her on Instagram. It's all positive. And so I was like, and I will admit, Vanessa was not going in on Moms and Crumbs. Like, I think a few people in the chat were, and they were calling her a bully, and they were like, that one's next, as if like they're canceling people. And I'm like, the energy was just like ick. It was ick. And I don't understand the ick. I don't understand why people have to be so problematic and messy. Just a lot going on. I have a lot to say. I have all these notes. I just have a lot to say. So thanks for you 11 of you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for um, hearing me vent out because, like I said, I was on fire last night and I didn't have like anybody to march to and talk to, and I didn't want to blow up my friend's phone. Um, I did talk to Jen this morning. Another statement that was made is that Jen Deals allegedly sells expired Bath and Body Works. Well, that's a bold-faced lie, and she said it to be mean and spiteful and to damage someone's business and livelihood. And then she threw the word allegedly under it. Girl, no, don't play with people's money because that will get you jacked up. Like, don't play with people's money. Um, I have bought candles from Jen Deal's Bath and Body Works show, and they were perfectly fine, you know. And they were not expired. And I know that that comment made it back to Jen because she went, when she was doing her sourcing today, she went live on Whatnot to prove that she is getting these candles from the Bath and Body Works store. And she asked them how long it is until the stuff is expired. And I think he said like 2 or 3 years. I actually think it's like 7 years because I Googled it and it depends on the product and what chemicals that are in there or the blend that's in there. But I'm like, why? This is why you got banned from Whatnot, is because you are causing problems. You're saying negative things about another seller and their product that are not true. And if you have not purchased from her, or if you have not um, experienced it yourself or have credible resources, like I want the person who's gotten an expired something from Jen Deals to come in the chat, go in her chat, be in that chat and say, oh yeah, I got this expired candle. And one thing about Vanessa is she loves to have receipts. She always talks about her receipts and she has her phone. Um, So, where are the receipts? Like, you don't need to say that allegedly my friend is selling expired products because, girl, if you had proof, if Vanessa had proof, she would bring the receipts. So, that is what really, really fired me up. Now, I've been fired up about Vanessa before. Um, I live in central Indiana, and you guys might know of another reseller that lives in central Indiana named Hope. I do not know Hope. I have not met her personally. I just watch her YouTube videos. And so I was aghast. Was it a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, when Hope posted the text that Vanessa and some other ladies were involved in. And I also was in Hope's live that went on for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, where she was talking about them, reading them, and I was aghast. I can't even express how disturbed I was by the conversation going on in that message chain. To me, it just pointed to a lack of character. Um, haven't we all gotten over like the mean girl aesthetic? Like, hasn't like Haley Bieber like taken the market on that, and that being a mean girl, even in private, is like so like not a thing anymore. Like, don't do it. And so to talk about Hope and Hope's medical condition, and if you're not familiar with Hope, she's recovering from breast cancer, and she's been very vocal in sharing that story. And people had done fundraisers for her and everything. And the text messages that she shared that included Vanessa and some other ladies, and I don't know their names off the top of my head, um, were inappropriate, but they were a private text chat. Um, obviously one of the ladies in the text chat had to share those with Hope. Um, maybe out of guilt. I don't know. I haven't spoken to those ladies. Maybe she just was like, I can't do this anymore. Maybe one was going to expose the other one. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to speculate too much, but apparently Two of the women, because Vanessa refers to them as two-faced, have parted ways with her, and after that deal, the deal with the text messages. And I will say this, I watched, and going back and watching some of Vanessa's videos, I watched the one where she talked about that situation, and I heard everything but an apology. But I'm a my bad. You know what? I probably shouldn't have said some of the things that I said. We got a whole backstory about the friend group and who did what to who and how who's besties for the resties and all that. But what we didn't get from that video was a solid, like, you know what? My bad. Like, I shouldn't talk about people in that way, even in private. She just kept saying it was a private text message chain, which was shared outside the group. Um, it just still speaks to your character. Um, and if you want people to believe that you are this like good and righteous person who is just out to protect us from these scamming resellers, then I'm going to need to see a little bit better character. Um, like I said, it was a private text message, and to be honest, I don't know Hope. She does not have any grounds to sue. I don't think that she has any grounds to sue. Hope is the one that made those text messages public by putting them on her social media and outing all those ladies. But those are private text messages, and you can have a private text message chain back and forth with anybody. And as long as you're not breaking any laws, they were just talking shit. Like, let's be real. Women, we talk shit. We talk shit about people we don't like. And then sometimes it backfires in our face. And that is one of the times where I think like it backfired in her face, because I feel like her shows, her auctions had gone down. Um, like I said, Vanessa, I don't know her personally. I have been this summer. She started on Whatnot this summer about the same time I did. I have been in and out of her auctions. And then she did a reseller train a while back, and I was just like following the train because I like to meet other people and follow them that way. And I noticed that it was not as popular as I would have expected it to be. Vanessa has a large, great, loyal following. I just would have expected it to be more robust. But I think that people after that situation with Hope started to um, distance themselves. And all this goes back to Nicole State. Apparently, like it's like 6 degrees of separation from Nicole State. Apparently, um, the situation with Hope, two of the girls that showed Hope the text messages, were in Nicole State's live, like modding for her, and that pissed Vanessa off because you either got to be Team Vanessa or Team Nicole, when really we are all independent practitioners. So I'm not on any team. I don't know any of you. Any of you. Like, just be nice to each other. Like, just be nice to people with cancer. Just get your packages out. Like, apparently, there's this whole like going into each other's like auctions and being shady and doing stuff, or having husbands, and like, oh my god. So this brings me back to mind the business that makes you money. How is anyone making money? Just like the Vanessa's YouTube channel. She has lots of subscribers. She's been very successful on YouTube. She had a lot of people in her live, like over 200 people in her live last night. And then she chose not to keep that video up. Like, why? Like, that's a way to make money. She talked about last night that her YouTube channel is a stream of income. So why not leave the video up? If everything you said in there is not you stand 10 toes down, and you have a right to say it, and it's truthful and factual, why take it down? I mean, it it speaks to like, I just want to start shit, and then like I want to throw rocks and then hide my hand. That's what it speaks to. I want to stir the pot and start shit and then hide my hand. And if if you're gonna boss up and be hard, like, because I'm not going to take this video down. So, and granted, I don't have the following that she has. So, and I'm not messy. I'm not. I'm just a girl who has a friend, like one reseller friend, and she is getting drugged. And that is not going to go without some type of recognition. So if you want a friend that is loyal and true, that is Three Queens Resell, Stephanie. If we are, because I don't call everybody my friend, I have lots of people that I associate. I don't call everybody my friend, and you don't get to invade my inner circle. Um, or even invited into my inner circle without me trusting you and feeling like you are a good person and you are putting out good energy. And that's what Jen does. She puts out good energy. She will help anybody who asks, even if you don't ask. Just like Leslie, a reseller's passion. I love her too. Those two women, I'm gonna stand for. So if you got some negative stuff to say, it is not going to go unchecked, especially when you are trying to degrade somebody's business. Now, you can be mad that you've been banned, but that has nothing to do with anybody else. So, how can we move on? Well, you know what? Let me back up. We can't move on until we address all these issues. The biggest observation that I see out of all of this situation, is that Vanessa's obsession with Nicole State and her alleged scamming, um, is ruining Vanessa's life. And she just comes off as mean, mad, and angry. Would and I believe she has a lot to offer the reseller community. Like I said, she was telling people, don't pay for follows, don't pay for raids. Like, she seems very knowledgeable and she's been in the game for a while. And if she was making, $4,000 to $6,000 a month on Whatnot, that's amazing. I would be pissed if I lost that type of revenue. And she should be pissed, but it is her own fault. It is her own fault that is happening, because you forgot that Whatnot was a workplace and not a personal um, place to be inappropriate. Thank you. Thank you, friend. So it is, and I hate it. I hate it for her, because no one, but she cannot blame that loss of income on anyone but herself. I am going to do everything that I can to protect Three Queens Resell, because it is my income. It is how I support my family. So I am not going to be saying anything disparaging about any of the platform. I mean, I have my opinions and I talk about the things. Um, she was not, you're right. She was not talking smack on Whatnot. She talked smack about Whatnot on her YouTube channel. And good, she, if I was Whatnot, I wouldn't like that. They're trying to build their business. And especially, I don't know this to be fact, so I'm going to say allegedly, she was already had been suspended a couple of times for Whatnot for other things. Like I said, allegedly, I don't know. But I believe that is what they were like, no, no. I believe that is the catalyst for them, like, we're gonna part ways, and just move forward on separate paths. Um, I don't think that you can talk about these companies any way you want to on your social media and expect not to have consequences. I don't believe you can talk a bunch of negative stuff about Poshmark, eBay, we're all doing these commentary videos about our personal experience on the platform, but I'm not going to go on make a video about how Whatnot is treating these other people unfairly and they're letting them get away with things, because I don't know all the background on that, and that could just be my opinion, but I don't think they would look favorably about on that. And remember, we're going to go back to what I said at the beginning. One out is a workplace. It is a workplace, and they have an HR department. And if they feel like one of their employees is bothering or bullying or keeping the other person from making money, either way, they're going to get rid of you. There was some, there's been a lot of problematic things on Whatnot, and they are growing and they are trying to figure them out. Now, I haven't talked much about Nicole's history because I just know what everybody else knows, and I've done two different videos on Nicole, so you can go back and watch them so you can kind of get my perspective on her. Um, oh my God, get the money. If you get your bag and don't worry about anybody else's bag, like I am not going to, first of all, I'm gonna back up. This is all women, from what I can tell from the usernames and that I've heard and were mentioned, except for the one dude that was selling follows and likes and all that. We are all women. And one of the things that I really support and I work with young women on is supporting other women, not tearing other women down. Let's fix each other's crown. So if you legit think that someone is not doing something or is doing something shady, instead of like going hard on them and trying to out them and bringing their family into situations, if you want to help somebody, then you could develop a report and be like, hey sis, like I don't think you can do this. Like Jen Deals, my homegirl Jen, the reason I'm here, she was like, girl, you're boring. Yes, I am. I am boring. I'm like, I am from, but I am who I am. Like, and but she watches my videos, my YouTube videos and my whatnot shows. She rated me today. She did not have to do that. Unfortunately, we had tornadoes and I had to go. But you know, if we're not going to fix each other's crowns, we're not going to use this platform, our platform, to bring each other up. Like, why even, who wants to just bask in the hating and negativity of other people? If Nicole State in fact is committing crimes and doing things that are illegal, the law will take care of her. We're good. like let's bring each other up. Like let's stop getting involved in this like petty drama. And it seems like there's just like, it's just piling on to tell, like, I'm sure I'll get drug into it now because I'll be a hemorrhoid or something. But you know what, I will be 50 in November, and no f's given. None. If I'm going to, at this point in my life, if I see something that I don't agree with, I'm going to speak on it. And, I feel like all of these women, Nicole, Vanessa, Jennifer, are entrepreneurs. They are creating, their own businesses, and they've got successful platforms and YouTube channels. Like, I don't know why one would tear the other down. There are plenty of people that I don't like, that I don't think are good people. I'm not going to promote them, good or bad. And if it was a true protection, I don't think it's a true, I'm like protecting the community. And like people DM me all the time. That's because they know you about that drama, girl. Nobody's DMing me because swipe left, delete. Like no one is coming to, if you are a receptacle for that energy is going to come to you. So, like she said, people are like, I got something faulty from Nicole State and it was not as described. Like, who wants that type of energy? I get mad when people open up a case on Poshmark for the stuff that I'm selling. I don't even care, like, about what else. Like, I don't even care. So, if the universe, if someone is out there doing bad, let them go. Let them go do that. And because all this, like, just constant, like, upheaval and talking smack about people and going in each other's shows is like counterproductive. There is plenty you know what? It just gives like mean girl jealous vibes. And it's hard for me to um see anything else. Like when you start off with some good points and good advice, it gets completely negated by all the hate. And like I said, I don't know any of these women except for Jen. Um and I don't even know like how it got to this like level because I'm not in the mess. Like I try to stay out of the mess. But I do have some suggestions for my friend and for Nicole State on how they can get out of this. So one way, because I really feel like in the case between, like, she's just being mean to Jim for no reason. Once again, I don't know that there's any legal thing there that my friend could sue for. Because she cleaned, she caught up that the candle situation with the word allegedly. At the last, she let us, almost too many seconds went by, but she got it in there. um but I will say how we can move forward, how they can move forward, um is to mind the business that pays you. That person can sit over here, or these people, we all have haters. Jesus Christ had haters too. um they can go over there and they can go live and they can have their blogs and they can do whatever and they can post, and you don't have to defend yourself all the time. Let your work defend yourself. Okay, let that speak for you, let that speak for your integrity, and mind the business that pays you. Just every time someone tries to bring stuff, people don't bring stuff to me because when they're like, you know what so and so said about you, I'm like, what did you say to defend me? Don't I don't have any friends that bring that energy to me. So that's the start. Be that person that I I don't deal with that negativity. Um, if there is anyone that had a problem with me, they could reach out to me and I would call them and we would have a conversation on the phone. If there is anyone who had a problem with someone, instead of I got the receipt, what you said, I got a receipt. Let's have a conversation about it and then move on. This some people just need need that devil in their spirit, and that is not me. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to mind our own business and let that stuff go. Wherever people are saying about us, just let it go. Number 2, be professional and accountable. Handle your business professionally. When you are on Whatnot, when you are on Poshmark, make sure you are focused on yourself and supporting the community and the platform that you are on, and not talking about like, well, we're on a show or whatever, or even alluding to it. It's just like messy. Don't be messy. And if you do make a mistake, and I will tell you, I've shopped with Nicole and I've shopped with Jen. I've not bought anything from Vanessa, and unfortunately, I'll have to do that on Poshmark now. But I did have an issue with a purchase from Nicole. I bought a Starbucks mug, um, tumbler cup, and I didn't get it, and I forgot about it. And then I like was in Starbucks, and I'm like, whatever happened to that tumbler cup? And I messaged her on Whatnot. And she messaged back within like 5 minutes and was like, hey, I'll look for it. And then she messaged back, hey, it didn't get shipped. I'll get it shipped today. I got it like 3 days later, and it had a $10 gift card in there and just a little note like, sorry, let it, that was, an experience that I've had with her. So it wasn't like negative. It wasn't, I've bought things from other people and I've had to like cancel it because they never sent it. So, if you make a mistake, just own up to it. None of us are perfect. We're all working way too many hours on so little sleep trying to make this hustle dream happen for ourselves. So we got to show each other grace. So resist the urge to go tit for tat. So when I was talking to my good friend Jen today, I told her, I said, you know what? You just got to let it go. Like, it's immature, it's middle school, like everything doesn't deserve a response. Don't go tit for tat. Um, this person, like, I really hope, ladies, that you are not getting attorneys, that you are not retaining counsel, because that shit's expensive. I got an attorney right now for some stuff with my dad's estate, and an email is like $45. Like, if I send a 3-word email, so ladies, I really hope that all you're like, my attorney, I mean, it's hard for me to believe that you guys would be retaining legal counsel over this. Um, Aside from the Vanessa Nicole thing, there might be a little bit of harassment there. I'm not a legal professional, but yes. Just leave each other alone. And then, so don't go tit for tat, ignore negativity. The only way to defend yourself and your business is to approach it with the highest level of professionalism. And that's kind of how I want to end, is the only way to get out of this situation is to decide I'm not going to be in it. I am going to focus on doing good things in my business, growing my relationships with people who want to have a positive relationship with me. And then those who don't, like, don't. Like, I'm never going to know if Vanessa or Nicole say anything bad about me because I don't follow them. Like, so, and the people close to me are like, they're not going to be like, girl, you know what she said, because they know I don't have that. I don't have an appetite for that type of energy. I don't, it doesn't feed the beast. It's not going to drive me either way. But I did want to come on here and support my good friend Jennifer Jen Deals. And if you are not following her on Whatnot, follow her. She's got a big Mother's Day Bath and Body show um tomorrow. She's got, there's a lot of, I can't tell the secrets, but there's a lot of good stuff, girls. Just trust me. You're going to want to show up and show out and support her, and support the other ladies. It's important for us in this reseller community to support each other and encourage each other, because being an entrepreneur is hard. There's no need for us to be at each other's throats. I know that can be the nature of women, but let's make a change. Let's make an active change, not to feed into that type of negativity. So I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me this evening. If you are new to my channel and Reseller Real Talk, give me a thumbs up, like the video, and I will see you in the next one. I go live like once a week now. And sometimes I go live with Jen when she got time for me. She's too busy. So when she's got time for me, and we have like a 3-hour time distance. If you ever want to join me on Reseller Real Talk, give me DM me on Instagram, or you can leave a comment down below and I will reach out to you. And until next time, you guys have a good night. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you too. And you guys have a good evening, and go check me out on Whatnot, 11:59 p.m. It is dollar starts for our midnight snack show. You get a snack with your purchase, and we're going to talk and hang out. So I'll see you there. Good night, friends.